Summer is peaking, but will be just below extreme heat, right? So temperatures are not going to be crazy high the next few days, especially in New England. No real heat warnings, no excessive heat warnings. Through our heat advisories, it is going to be hot. We'll make a run for close to 100, but this is peak summers. This is what you expect when a Bermuda high sets up right over Bermuda, pumps up all of that heat and humidity, and this Bermuda high is very strong. So the fronts coming in from the north and west are not going to do much to take a piece out of that or weaken that Bermuda high. The Bermuda high is here to stay. It will be here for a while, so get used to heat and humidity. I do also want to point out what's going on down in the northern Gulf here, down close to Florida and the Gulf Coast. A 40% opportunity there for something tropical to form, likely Dexter moving across Florida right now. You can see the circulation sort of, see a little spin going on north of Palm Bay and Daytona Beach. This is going to be a rainmaker for the Gulf Coast here, back towards Tallahassee, Panama City, Mobile, and New Orleans. So get into all that in the weather blog, but for the most part, those are the big two stories here. Up in the Northeast, up in New England, you have the shower activity that has pushed off the coast right now. So we're going to get heat and humidity with a southwesterly breeze pumping up from the south and the west around the Bermuda High. The dense fog advisories are lifting right now down east, so you're going to see clearing going on. However, there is wildfire smoke coming in from Canada. So while the sky will clear, it's going to be very milky, very white, a milky white kind of a picture to it because of all the wildfire smoke. But this is not going to be dense wildfire smoke. So don't need to worry too much about getting outdoors, except it is going to be hot. So if you're sensitive to heat, I would recommend the heat pump or the air conditioner today. Now, let us talk about what's going on the next several hours. Anything as far as downpours today will be very localized. You're not going to see a widespread thunderstorm event of any kind. Okay, there's a front that's come through, and you've got a few pop-ups here. So this is what it looks like when you see some pop-ups here. There's little kind of dots popping up. Just at most would be a downpour or two, very localized, and then that's it. So the front is through. We'll have a few pop-ups, and that's going to be really the worst of it into the next couple of hours today, and even tomorrow will be a little bit on the drier side. Now, I want to talk about what's going on here. Here is a look at the temperatures with the humidities. This is noon today. You're starting to see that wind is going to shift out of the south, okay, and then eventually the southwest. And watch the temperatures begin to spike. Already 88, it's going to feel like in Bangor, 83 in Portland, 89 in Manchester at noon today. So let me put the map into motion. This is now 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and you have your west wind and southwesterly breeze here. That's going to squeeze out 90 in Bangor, okay, 84 Presque Isle, 88 Millinocket. So heat and humidity, this is day one of that today. Now I want to cool you off tonight to 60s, very balmy, humid 60s for lows. And then tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to stop it at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Here's the temperature, what it's going to feel like. And here we go. 95 Manchester, 91 Boston, 83 Portland because you have the onshore flow, 94 in Bangor, 92 Millinocket, 91 Presque Isle, 92 in Burlington. So there's day one of your unofficial heat wave. It is unofficial, if you want to call it that, because we get into the 90s with the humidity. Although even without the humidity, it's going to feel like get right around 90 without humidity. Then Tuesday night, it's going to be very balmy, okay, into Wednesday. And then on Thursday, watch what happens Thursday. So you're going to have a front come in from the north on Thursday. So temperatures here, it'll still be humid because you have the south wind. But notice here, the 90s are down in Manchester and Boston over towards Burlington. But because of the front trying to come down here from the north, you're going to have rain, thunderstorms, clouds, and somewhat cooler temperatures. Although with the humidity, it's still going to feel very balmy. Now, by Friday morning, it's a much different story here. Notice here, a front has cleared and temperatures are in the 70s. Humidity will be dropping Friday. So Friday morning, you'll wake up in southern Maine to it still being humid. But by Friday afternoon and Friday evening, here is your refreshing north breeze Friday coming down from the north, okay? So this is going to mean much more comfortable sleeping weather on Friday night as opposed to Thursday night, okay? So the next several nights, it is going to be humid. It's going to be very uncomfortable if you're not into the tropics and that sort of thing. Now, let's look into the 10-day forecast and show you the mountains first and also some sky cams. Here we go. Up in Aroostook County, you have a milky white sky. Bangor, you're starting to see that smoke come in. Portland, Lewiston, Auburn, Eastport, that fog lifting, okay? But notice how milky the sky is. In Eastport, you can see it also, probably some fog just lifting in the distance. Hazy, hot, and humid. Thunderstorms on Thursday and a 50-50 weekend, okay? So Saturday, right now, looks like the better of the 2 days. If you're looking for something to do outdoors, as far as it being, completely dry right now, Saturday is the best opportunity for that. In the mountains, the next 10 days, today, it's 84, tomorrow 87. The sky will be hazy, okay? And then on Thursday, thunderstorms, 77, and then much cooler Friday into Saturday and Sunday with those showers coming in. And then next week, end of July, we're getting into already. Temperatures cool off, but begin to warm up just a little bit. Inland, it's 90 and 91. These are temperatures without the humidity, so add about 5 degrees or so on for Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday, still humid. Friday, I've taken the humidity out because the morning will be humid, but the afternoon will not, especially from north to south. And then Saturday, partly cloudy. Sunday, 77, late showers. Humid again, but humidity is not going to be as high. Now, at the coastline, and really inland too, the humidity on Thursday is going to be mid-70s. Will make a run for dew points. That is incredibly tropical for Maine. But it is peak summer, but still, okay? But I do have low 80s, though, because of the onshore flow. We don't get enough of that land breeze to get temperatures to really spike, okay? A few thunderstorms Thursday. We'll see how many make it to the coastline. Yesterday, the thunderstorms were severe up in Ashland, up in the county, and the ones coming in from the western foothills did not make it to the coastline. They fell apart before they made it to the coastline. So with a strong onshore flow Thursday, we'll see how many make it to the coastline. We need some rain, so we'll see. Saturday, it's dry. Sunday, a little bit humid into Monday. Clear out Tuesday, and then we're back in the humidity by Wednesday and Thursday. So for the latest updates, you can go to nappycast.com and jasonnappyweather.com.